Welcome to Follow Me and Die.
Hello and welcome to Follow Me and Die. On my last video about Fog of War, one of the comments, someone was asking how to get a character into Roll20. And the first thing I'd like to clarify is you don't just import a character from a file into Roll20. If you pay for it, you have the ability to import a character into other campaigns if you are paying for it. Your game master, if they are paying for Roll20, can move your character from one campaign to another that they control. To create a character from scratch, you have to have cooperation of the game master. First, the game master has to go to the Journal tab. They have to click Add. They have to click Character. They give it a name if they don't want the default. They give it a name of what player it's going to show up in and what the other things they want. If the player is providing an icon for the avatar and default token, the game master can add them, or the game master can add whatever token they wish to add. Click Save Changes. Then the player has to join the game. If the player has not joined the game when the character sheet is first created, the game master has to return to the character sheet, click Edit. This would be blank under what player would have control, and you'd have to click which player you wish to have control of the token and the sheet. Then you can fill in the sheet. While I don't have a default character sheet specified for this test campaign for my Roll20 videos, whatever rule set you've chosen, if there is at least one pre-supplied character sheet, you can choose that, and that's the sheet that will show up, and that's what the players will use to fill in their stats. You'll have to work out with your game master how stats are rolled. It's going to vary from game system to game system, game master to game master. If it's old school D&D, it might be 3d6 down the line. Newer versions of like 5e is 4d6 drop the lowest. That was also a common thing in Advanced Dungeons and Dragons back in the day. Other systems have a point buy or whatever they do to create their characters, and you fill it in. And that'll totally be based on the sheet that they use. So let me relaunch this and show you what this would look like with the AD&D First Edition character sheet. So now that we're back in Roll20, you'll notice that there's now a character sheet. For this character sheet, it puts a 10 in all the stats and a few base numbers in a few places. The rest are empty or zeros, and you'll have to populate those. So this is how you get a character into Roll20. You either use the available sheet created by your game master, or the game master has specified one of the sheets provided by Roll20 for that rule set. You then decide on a name, etc. You fill in the ability fields, the movement, the saves, the weapons, equipment, all the different things you can fill in here. Everything that you see here is available to the player. The only thing the player can't see are things like the GM notes that are only visible to the game master. I'm currently signed in as GM, so I can see that. If I hit Edit as Game Master, the Game Master can put notes. If you're signed in as a player, you only see the bio and info, and the avatar and token is controlled by the Game Master, so the players don't see those. So that's how you get it in here. As far as moving it from one campaign to another, that requires a paid version of Roll20. As I've indicated in the past, I'm exhausting all the free options with Roll20 before I start paying for it. So I just wanted to touch on this real quick. And we're going to switch over to some notes that I wanted to touch on just to make sure I don't miss anything. So just to review, in Roll20, making a character requires the Game Master to make a character sheet and assign it to a player in a campaign, unless the Game Master is using one of the provided sheets for that rule system. Some rule systems have more than one sheet available. Once the player has a sheet assigned to them, the player can edit the player-facing parts of the sheet, and the GM has to associate the icon and image or token with the player sheet. And the Game Master is the one that has to upload the image. Players can only edit the sheets and tokens the Game Master has given them control. If the Game Master is creating NPCs or monsters, the Game Master can create as many as are desired. The Game Master can assign control of an NPC, creature, animal, companion, or mount to one or more players so they can move it and track its hit points and inventory. Different rule sets are going to affect how easily one can work with various pieces of a character sheet. And if I'm not mistaken, those who have the highest level of paid subscription can do scripts that interact with the character sheets, in addition to making their own character sheets. Scripting and custom sheets would be a Game Master specific thing. There may be a way, if you're paying for Roll20, to script importing a file, but as I don't have a paid account, I have not delved into that. The scripting side of it is on the outer edges of my skill in computers, so while I could probably figure it out, that is a ways down the line yet. If anybody does know the answer to that, please let me know. I have not taken the time to dig into that. I would also like to point out that there is a way for a Game Master that does not have a paid account to import characters from players who do have a paid account. Under Settings, Game Settings, towards the top right here, allow players to import their own characters, yes or no. The vault access level is going to be limited, and it will let players with a subscription import existing characters into the game. If you want more ability to import and work with other things, you'll need an upgrade to get the All Access Vault. The Limited Character Vault is for games that you create. You can export characters only to games which have All Access Vault enabled. If you have a Plus or Pro account, the All Access Character Vault in games you create, and your players can export characters from the vault into the game. So there is a limitation to that. And then for the Pro, you can do custom scripts and one-click install scripts to install community scripts. I don't see anything here that talks about importing characters other than through the vault. Transmogrifier, you can share resources between your games, so tokens and maps and characters and so handouts and so forth. But that's something that already exists. That's not creating something by importing from the outside world. It has to already be in Roll20, and to get a character into Roll20 originally from the beginning that doesn't exist, you have to type in all the information. If that changes, I'll add a note to the description of this video but as far as I know, there's no way other than typing it in, or maybe if you have a pro account, to do some scripting, but I don't know what the limitations are of scripting of importing data like that. So that's about all there is to getting a character into Roll20 to begin with, and a limited ability to move it between different campaigns controlled by a game master with a base account, or across campaigns if you have a plus account or a pro account. So this is going to be a short video to answer a quick question. I've got another video in the works for tracking little different things with your token or using the turn tracker. We'll dig into that a little bit. I've got a few more ideas on Roll20 video tutorials, so please keep coming back and checking them out. If there's something specific that you have a question about and would like me to do a video on, please let me know. And as a reminder, I'll be launching a Patreon. My goal is to have it live by Labor Day of this year. I have also become a publisher on One Bookshelf, and I'm working on my first Pay What You Want offering of a PDF that will be a sample of some of the other things that I'll be doing with my Patreon in addition to videos. I've also started a podcast on Anchor at Follow Me and Die. The link will be in the description below. I look forward to your comments and your support and your suggestions for future videos. Thank you, and game on.
Until next time, may you win initiative and make all your saves.